He was the morning star, radiant, powerful, until pride dulled his beauty and corrupted his place before the Almighty. Lucifer fell. Now he rages against God's image bearers. He knows his fate will already end in fire, but until then, he bears his fangs.
Look, it's the Son of God, shaking like a starving animal. If you truly are the Son of God, why not just command these stones to become bread? Surely the Creator himself deserves some food.
This was the first temptation, the lust of the flesh, a tactic that worked for Adam and Eve once in the garden. Jesus' body ached from hunger. The pain was nearly unbearable. Yet Jesus came to identify with the weakness of mankind. If he simply turned the stones into bread, he would take advantage of the power God gave him.
I don't need it. It is written, man does not live by bread alone, but by the very words uttered from God himself.
It was difficult for Jesus to speak. He had a fever from hunger, and the chills caused him to shiver. Satan scoffed and wrapped his cloak around Jesus. Suddenly the two were standing over the temple of Jerusalem. They were at the temple's highest point, overlooking the people below. The wind howled as Jesus stood at the very tip of the massive structure.
Behold!
Satan screamed through the wind, pointing to the people below. He laughed and surveyed the worshippers coming to and fro from the temple.
They want a sign, Jesus. They long to worship. They're hungry for it.
The wind cut Jesus' cheek like glass. He looked at the people below. They were praying, seeking, searching for answers from God. Jesus wanted to reveal himself to them. He wanted to show them God's will. He wanted to be their Lord and Shepherd.
They're waiting for you, Son of God. They're all here waiting for you to show yourself. Make a spectacle and jump off. For you and I both know what the scriptures say. They claim that the Lord will order his angels to protect you. Think about the sight of that. Think about the people praying, and all of a sudden seeing a man flying on the backs of angels. No doubt they'd worship you then.
Satan's eyes were glowing with a mixture of playful anticipation and deep hope. It was a terrifying sight.
What are you waiting for? Jump!
Jesus looked down at the people coming in and out of the temple. If they were to see a man flying on the wings of angels over the holy temple, indeed, they would worship him. Yet it would be no greater than a circus act. Jesus knew that it was not signs and wonders that would save mankind. He knew what his true purpose was. Faith born of spectacle was as fleeting as the wind that bore it. His path was one of more profound truths.
Blessed are those who don't see, yet still believe.
A smirk creased on the sides of his face. He wouldn't give in. Satan saw Jesus smile, and he knew it.
It is written, You must not test the Lord your God.
Satan, still behind Jesus, scowled. He whisked Jesus into a vision, setting them atop of a vast panorama of earthly kingdoms. The world sprawled below them, shimmering with the allure of gold, silver, and infinite treasures. The shadow of corruption tainted their magnificence.
You see all this? These kingdoms are mine. They have been taken by me and are mine to give. All this power, all this glory could be yours.
Satan leaned closer in to Jesus' ear. He stretched out his hand to the kingdoms, glowing in the magnificent light.
Look, Son of God. Look at all that could be yours to rule. All you must do is worship me.
The lust for power, a temptation Eve once fell for when Satan promised she would be like God. Despite the exhaustion clouding his vision, Jesus saw through the hollow splendor. The promise of power and riches had been the fall of many men. It was an enticing offer, no doubt. Jesus longed to rule over his people as king. But his kingdom was not of this world. Corruption was not the way to win the hearts of man.
It is written, you shall worship the Lord your God. Him and him alone shall you serve.
Satan sneered at Jesus, ready to tempt him again. Before he could speak, Jesus turned around, looked him in the eyes for the first time.
Enough!
Jesus rebuked. Satan jarred back. The two of them were standing in the wilderness once again. The stars were settled high in the sky, and the howling evening wind rolled over the hills. Satan shrunk at the voice of Jesus. They were not equals. Jesus alone held the power. So Satan retreated into the grass, so he may scheme more about how to take the heart of man.